Feel that blistering heat? It is absolutely relentless. Out here near the shores of Lake Eyasi in northern Tanzania, the landscape is bone dry and stretches out forever. This is the territory of the Hadza, one of the absolute last true hunter-gatherer tribes left standing in East Africa. They've held down this exact spot for thousands of years. No farming, no herding animals. Everything they consume is pulled straight from the unforgiving wild. Every single day is a hunt. The guys split off into small crews, packing hand-carved bows and arrows dipped in a lethal wild plant. Resin, you want action? You are more than welcome to step into their world. A few Hadza hunters rise in total silence. Forget team huddles or grand master plans. They just feel the wind shift and lock their eyes on the dirt. Man, I'm beat just watching them. But to these guys, the dirt is an open book. A tiny hoofprint here, fresh droppings there, a single blade of grass still, bent out of shape from a passing step. Looks promising, doesn't it? They'll dig prey straight out of the earth, smoke them right out of their hiding spots, or drop them dead with one flawless arrow. Out here, every single catch counts. There's no such thing as a small prize. Nobody's hunting for trophies. They're hunting to survive the night. Take the aardvark, an absolute ghost in the dark. It only creeps out of its hole when it's pitch black, ripping into termite mounds with massive claws. But out here, every move leaves a signature. A tracker drops to one knee, feeling the dirt. It's fresh, loose. Instantly, the crew fans out into a half-moon shape, giving each other just enough space to stay dead silent. Through the fading light, a heavy shadow glides past the brush. Snap! The bowstring sings, and the first arrow finds its mark. The beast bolts, shockingly fast for its size, but nobody sweats it. They know the plant toxin is already doing its job, shutting the creature down. They truss it up tight and haul it back to camp long before the sun breaks the horizon. Because as soon as that sun comes up, the whole wild game starts over. Thick smoke rolls off a wad of burning grass, scattering a swarm of angry bees. No hazmat suits, no thick gloves, just pure, calm focus. They rip the hive down, golden honey dripping right through their fingers. For a Hadza kid, this isn't some sweet treat after dinner. It's pure rocket fuel to get them through the day. Meanwhile, the women trek back, hauling wild root vegetables and fresh berries straight from the brush. They char the tough outer skin straight in the fire, scrape it off, and slice up the crisp, white flesh to roast right over the open flames. The smaller catches, just skewered on sticks or tossed directly into the glowing embers. Nothing gets thrown away. Every single scrap has a purpose. When chow time hits, everyone gathers in a circle, and the food is split completely down the middle. The kids get fed first, always. Nobody's hoarding the choice cuts for themselves. Out here, the tribe is everything, and the individual comes. A distant second, just pure human grit. They survive on sheer skill, insane patience, and absolute trust in one another, while the rest of the world is glued to screens. They are masters of balance. They aren't out to tame this wild land, they've simply figured out how to become a part of it. Which makes you wonder, it's not about whether we could ever live like the Hadza. The real question is, if our gadgets died tomorrow, leaving us with nothing but our bare hands, how long would we actually survive? I definitely wouldn't. Last a single day. Back out under that brutal sun tearing across the savannah near Lake Eyasi, morning doesn't just happen, it is violently awakened. A ghost-like mist weaves through the thorns. The brittle grass rustles, and the second the sun strikes the dirt, it's like the entire bush already knows. The Hadza are stepping out of the shadows, doing what they've done since long before anyone even bothered to give this place a title. They stand as one of the last true hunting and foraging tribes walking the earth today. Zero agriculture, zero cattle ranches. And they never stockpile food for tomorrow because tomorrow isn't promised. Every single morning is a raw conversation with the wild feeling the breeze, reading the dried bush, and studying fresh prints stamped into the red dust. You look at the gear they carry, handmade bows carved right out of native timber. They string them with real animal sinew and tip their arrows with a deadly, plant-based venom. Sure, this gear might look incredibly basic to us, but you are looking at millennia of hardcore survival research. Alongside pure, unfiltered wisdom handed down generation after generation. Watch them walk, bare feet gliding over the dirt without making a single sound. If you think they are primitive, you are dead wrong. The bush never treats them like trespassers. The wild embraces them, the exact same way it welcomes a gentle breeze or an old friend coming home. The Hadza aren't out here trying to dominate the landscape. They are just slipping right back into the exact same ancient rhythm that Mother Nature established an eternity ago. All right. Hey there. What's up? Wait. Did you catch that? Fresh tracks. A herd of impala just moved through this spot, and the hunters don't even need to speak. There are no bosses out here. Nobody is barking orders. They move like a hive mind, locked in through sheer instinct built on thousands of successful hunts. Long before today ever happened, muscles tense. A bowstring is pulled back tight. The arrow zips through the wind and buries itself right into the target's side. The impala sprints a few yards and drops, but you will not see anyone cheering or flexing their ego over the kill. Taking a life is strictly business. It is exactly what they have to do to keep breathing. The tribe pushes further along the tree line and suddenly runs into a massive forest elephant. You do not see that every day. But to the Hadza, not everything in the brush is dinner. Some giants demand total respect and get a free pass. Seeing this beast block their path, the hunters casually detour. No drama, no fight, just incredible situational awareness and profound respect. Hold up. Stand down. Just wait. Alright, move out. That one is way too young. Now the rich aroma of roasting meat drifts through the smoke, cutting right across the baking heat of the African plains. That right there is the primal smell of survival, a scent baked into human DNA for tens of thousands of years. They are huddled in the dirt, eating bare-handed, cracking jokes, and just loving life. They do not have special holidays or massive banquets. But sitting around that crackling fire, the bond they share is infinitely deeper than the fanciest dinner party we could ever throw. Honestly, the most mind-blowing thing about the Hadza isn't how little stuff they own. It is the fact that they never lost sight of the ultimate truth. We only truly live when we have each other's backs, when we share everything we get, and when we honor the ecosystem keeping us alive. This isn't some preachy guilt trip. It is just a grounding reality check that out here in the unforgiving bush, humanity used to thrive, and in rare pockets, absolutely still does thrive on nothing but the bare essentials.